Liverpool are serious. Liverpool are dangerous. Liverpool tonight showed why they are favourites. That doesn't come without some holes in their game. That doesn't come without some flaws in the way they play. And I think that is beautiful. That there is some jeopardy, that there are some holes, there are a few problems that can be exploited. And we saw that. The game in itself, look, Liverpool were the better team. They had more of the possession, they had the higher XG, they had double the amount of shots, they had 3 times the amount of shots on target, they completed more passes, more accurate passes. Every single element of that game, statistically or on the eye test, Liverpool were the most dominant side. I want to say at the beginning, Bournemouth tonight, they did themselves proud. They've lost a lot of their top players, one of which went to Liverpool. But they really equipped themselves well. They came out tonight. They gave it their all. They defended well in large parts. They were dangerous on the counter-attack. And that's where Liverpool's vulnerabilities lie. Very early in the game, both Semenyo and Tavernier should have scored. Bournemouth really should have been 2-0 up in this game before Hugo Ekitike's opening goal. They were very good at that. They were obviously 2-0 down in the game as well, and we'll get onto Liverpool's side of that in terms of their goals, and came back brilliantly. Again, those counter-attacks, those transitions are a little bit of kryptonite to Liverpool right now, especially with Konate in the team. He looked kind of lost. He didn't look like he knew what it was that he was sort of meant to be doing for large parts of that game, which I think will concern a lot of Liverpool fans, especially that second goal. He's closing down, he's pulling away, he's closing down, he's pulling away. The way he was meandering, he looked like the River Thames. It was crazy. So there is that vulnerability there. But we also saw the brilliance of Liverpool shine through as well. We also saw the quality of Liverpool shine through tonight. And Hugo Ekitike is the first man that I want to speak about. I want to speak on him because Ekitike, he's starting fast for Liverpool. And the speed of which he's starting, okay, the quality that he is demonstrating from the off straight away, that for me is a massive worry. That for me is a very, very big concern. You know, this man tonight, when you actually break it down and look at it, you watch him play, he drops deep and he gets involved in the attack. He helps create chances and he's very clinical. There was a lot of people that were questioning whether or not he would be able to hack it in the Premier League, whether or not there would be output that wasn't always there when he was in Germany. But tonight, he got a goal and he got an assist. His shooting accuracy was brilliant. I think he created 2 chances in the game. He had the highest rate of expected goals on the football pitch, especially from a Liverpool perspective. But he was a danger. Then you look at the link-up play, absolutely brilliant. Hugo Ekitike has started life with Liverpool and in the Premier League brilliantly. And I'll tell you why it's a danger, and I'll tell you why it's a worry, and I'll tell you why it should be a concern. What I was hoping would happen as a rival of Liverpool, what I was hoping would happen is he'd come in, not score game week 1, not score game week 2, have a few bad performances, the fans would get on at him a little bit, the media pressure, the social media pressure would start, the 007 talk would happen, and maybe the young man wouldn't deliver. But it's 2 goals in 2 games, 3 GA in 2 games, but it's the overarching performance, as I already mentioned. Now, whether you're someone that likes statistics, whether you're someone that just uses the eye test, or if you're like most of us, you look at the 2 things combined, he had absolutely everything today. Shooting accuracy was high. There was goals, decent dribbling. He was only dispossessed. This was a really important part. Only dispossessed of possession tonight 3 times. So not just dispossessed. So lost the possession. His hold-up play was good. And I know they went on to score 2 more goals, Liverpool. And I know Chiesa scored the winner. But I felt when they took him off, they lost a little bit of their shape, Liverpool. And when it went to 2-2, Bournemouth had a period of about 5-6 minutes where they looked like they were going to get a third. And then they just sat back. They sort of did what Spurs did in the Super Cup, where if they would have carried on trying to land a blow on Liverpool, it could have been different. Because Liverpool had lost their shape when Hugo Ekitike came off. But as I say, overall, I felt that what a debut, what a home debut, a very emotional night for Liverpool Football Club as well. And I thought that he personally was fantastic. I also want to shout out Cody Gakpo as well, because all summer it's been, the talk has sort of been who's going to who's going to, where's Ekitike going to play? Where's Isak going to play? All talk about Wirtz. And suddenly, Cody Gakpo was like an afterthought. But he created loads of chances tonight. He scored a fantastic goal, burying it very early in the second half into the bottom corner. He was a constant threat all night. And you could see for him when he scored, it was a very emotional night for him as well, along with everyone in the Liverpool community. But overall, it was just a phenomenal, in my opinion, an absolutely phenomenal performance from him on that left-hand side. And more's to come from Liverpool in this transfer window. If it isn't Alexander Isak, it might be a winger. But Cody Gakpo, I think, at 26 years of age, he looks absolutely at home at Liverpool, and he's going to fly. You can't go any further without talking about Mo Salah as well. And Mo Salah was such an interesting one tonight because I don't think Mo Salah had a particularly great game, but he still comes up and just adds that little bit of sort of cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake right at the end. And he's got that in, and that's 10 opening day goals now in the Premier League. I think he goes joint with Andy Cole for that record. And if he does it next year, then he's going to surpass him, there's no doubt. He's closing in on Wayne Rooney's goal-scoring record as well. The man is a phenom. The man is in the GOAT conversation. Of course, Chiesa as well deserves a shout-out because Chiesa, look, I want to make sure I say this in the right way. He's not had a great time at Liverpool. He came on tonight, and the commentator did him dirty over here in the UK, said he mishit his shot. He didn't. That shot was meant in the way in which he did it. He just took it was a slight connection because he had to guide it through a crowded space. He might still leave by the end of this transfer window if you read the reports that are out there, but he'll be chuffed. He'll be over the moon. He'll be absolutely blown away with his performance tonight, and he adds something. And if Liverpool do go on to win the league title this year, again, which many people think they will, he'll be an integral part of that. But I looked at it tonight, and look, I was taking notes throughout the course of the game, which is what I do. And I will say this. Liverpool are going to be able to score goals for fun this year. They will score goals for fun. They could break the goal-scoring record in the Premier League, especially when Alexander Isak joins. They definitely need to add more, though. The one thing I did think today is their bench did... I know Chiesa comes on and scores, but let's all be real. We know he isn't going to do that every single week. I can see why Isak is wanted by Arne Slot. They've got some good youngsters on the bench, but the bench is looking a little bit thin now that the Diaz's and the Darwin Núñez's have gone. And of course, Harvey Elliott is probably going to leave as well. So you can definitely see that happening. And some defensive reinforcements needed as well, because I thought as a unit they were out of sync tonight. And I also thought that Konate himself had a really, really poor game. And there is talk today of a new contract. And it might be one of those things that Liverpool need to address. And I don't want to be hyperbolic. I don't want to throw out a polarizing opinion here because it's one game. But if that's anything to do with his mind not knowing where he wants to be, maybe cash in on him now because Real Madrid would buy him now. Maybe they go, right, do you know what? We've got Leone coming in. We've got Gahey coming in. If his mind isn't right, if we're going to have more performances like that this season, move him on. Because that was the one area for Liverpool that, by the way, I hope you don't fix for two reasons. One, I'm a Man United fan. I don't want you to win the league. I will praise you when you're my favourites, but I don't want you to be. The second element why I don't want it to get better is because it makes Liverpool games more exciting from a neutral standpoint, that they are gettable, that teams can break you down, that teams can make things dangerous. They can come back and potentially win these matches. But look, as I say, Liverpool, they did deserve their win today. There's no doubt about it. You've demonstrated again, to me, why you're the favourite still. I believe you'll become a better footballing side. If you look at Wirtz tonight, I actually tweeted something that got a lot of stick during the game, which I didn't understand why. He's brilliant on the ball. Forget that, Terry, he lost loads of ground duels today. Yeah, he's a little bit of baptism under fire with the strength and the speed and the power that is needed in the Premier League. And he sort of suffered a little bit tonight in relation to that. And I get why. But this man covered so much ground tonight. Honestly, so much ground tonight. Covered the majority. He was the best runner in the team. He ran the most. He ran the most consistently. He covered so much distance. He had the most sprints in the Liverpool side as well. played more balls into the final third than any other player on the pitch as well. And yes, he gave the ball away. Yes, you can go and look at the stats now. And I didn't actually check them. But if I go and click on the stats now, you'll probably find that he gave the ball away. Let's go and have a look here. I'm going to say 15 to 20 times tonight. That's my guess. 19 times. But that's because he's trying things. That's because he's trying to influence the game. I'm not going to have a go at him for that. I'm really, really not. But he did create 3 chances. And that's what happens. Now, he'll have better games than this. I think he'll improve on this. I think he'll become a better player than what we saw and what we witnessed tonight. I really do think he will become a better player than we saw. I think the physical side, in terms of his running and everything else, great. When it comes to his duels, he got better in the second half. He started to win them. The first half, I think he attempted 5 duels and he only won, I think, 1 of them. Second half, a lot better. But that's about him getting up to pace with the league. And not everybody can start as well. Not everybody can start as strongly as you've seen from Ekitike. The same as Kirkes. Looked a little bit overexcited, a little bit overexuberant, wanting to impress. And he's from the Premier League. These guys will settle, which is why I wouldn't make too many conclusions about some of the poorer performances tonight. They've got to have time to gel together, but the work rate is there, the togetherness is there, and this is a very, very dangerous Liverpool team indeed. But look, I want your thoughts. I want your opinions. Make sure that like button has been hit if you haven't done it already. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel, and I can't wait to read back through all your comments.